The prophets of the Bible stand like lonely voices crying out across centuries, yet hidden in their words are threads that weave them together in ways we rarely see. Everyone knows of Elijah's fiery showdown and Isaiah's beautiful visions, but most people miss how these men were spiritually linked through messages that leap across generations. Let's begin with Elijah and Elisha, two prophets tied not just by mentorship, but by the double portion blessing. When Elijah was taken up in a chariot of fire, his mantle fell to Elisha, who performed miracles that echoed and even exceeded his teachers, showing that God's Spirit flows through faithful succession. Then look at Jonah and Nahum, two prophets connected by one city, Nineveh. Jonah's reluctant warning spared it, but years later Nahum declared its final fall, proving that grace has limits when hearts harden again. And what about Isaiah and Micah? Both spoke of a coming Messiah, and their visions overlap so precisely that scholars believe they might have been part of the same prophetic school, hearing the same divine heartbeat. These connections remind us that prophecy isn't random. It's a divine echo, layered and deliberate, a chorus of voices pointing to the same holy promise. Next, discover Amos and Hosea, two prophets who worked side by side in Israel's darkest days. Amos thundered about injustice among the wealthy, while Hosea's very marriage to an unfaithful wife became a living parable of Israel's betrayal of God. Together, their lives exposed corruption and called people back to faithfulness. Then there's Jeremiah and Daniel, separated by exile yet tied by a hidden line. Jeremiah's prophecies about 70 years of captivity inspired Daniel, years later in Babylon, to pray fervently for Israel's return. One prophet's warning birthed another's hope. Even John the Baptist ties it all together. Jesus himself said John came in the spirit and power of Elijah, bridging Old Testament fire with New Testament light. These unseen connections show that the prophetic voices are not isolated echoes but a single, unstoppable river flowing through history. They show that God's promises thread through time, and that sometimes the word you speak now might ignite hope in someone far beyond your years. If you've never noticed how the prophets stand together like ancient pillars holding up a temple of truth, maybe now is the time to read them again, not as scattered scrolls, but as one timeless conversation.